If you were in the Olympics, what sports would you want to tackle? I'm thinking figure skating, how it would feel to do a triple axel. Anyways, enough daydreaming. New Day Northwest starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
If that music doesn't get you hyped, I don't know what will. We're just over a week away from the 2026 Milan Cortina Olympic Games, a show of strength, pure athleticism, and pride for more than 3,500 athletes representing 93 countries. The opening ceremony will set the games into motion next Friday at 11 a.m. our time, and it will be hosted at Milan's San Siro Stadium. You can watch the ceremony and the games right here on King 5, and you can count on special coverage from us here on New Day Northwest as well, including reports from these two. Oh yes,
Olympics
Jake Whittenberg
and
Chris Egan are heading to Italy to cover the games. But first, they had to stop by for our hot topics along with producer Alexis. You guys,
ready to roll.
You both are heading to Italy. How are you feeling? You leave this weekend.
Crazy, right? I mean, this is the longest trip I've ever been on in my whole life. You've done these a few times.
Yeah, I mean, it's 26 straight days. You're working 16, 18-hour days, but every day is just another adventure. It is so much fun. I mean, the Olympics is just, until you've gone, it's hard to explain, but it's like just every day is a different big story. It's another Super Bowl. It's like 26 days of Super Bowls in a row.
You're like at the center of the world. You know, I think that's why we've loved the Olympics our whole lives. This is from the 2000 Sydney
I was going to say, look at this vintage.
Of our collection, this is authentic starter jacket. So I love the Olympics. I know you do too, and I just love to be a part. I'm excited to be a part of just that.
This was a dream for you too, to go, right? This is on your bucket list, 100%.
And Jake's wearing the USA gear, and I'm going to be honest with you. When you're at an Olympic Games, and I remember in Paris, and you're watching the U.S. teams, and you hear the crowd chanting, USA! I mean, it's like your whole body is just overtaken with goosebumps and emotions and pride as you root on your country and root on for these athletes. It's really special. It's cool to have it on King 5.
I have chills just listening to the music starting, and I'm so jealous that you guys are going. You briefly mentioned how it's kind of like the Super Bowl, and you guys are missing the Super Bowl with our Seahawks. Are we feeling FOMO at all, and where are you guys going to watch the game?
Sure. Well, I'm totally feeling FOMO.
Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, the Seahawks run has been absolutely amazing. What a team, what a year. We'll be watching Jake and I at like 3 a.m. in Italy.
Kickoff.
Where are you going to watch? Just like in a hotel room?
Probably just in a hotel room. Yeah, Jake and I will round up all the Seahawks fans there.
I don't know.
They're a late night crowd there, so I'm sure they'll be somewhere open. But, you know, if I had to pick, honestly, between the two, I still would go Olympics just because, I mean, we love the Seahawks might go next year, but the Olympics, every 2 years, winter, summer, you know, you don't get this chance very often.
Fair enough.
But go Hawks. And we'll be repping in Italy. So,
do you think we're going to win, too?
Okay,
we got it in the bag, too, right? Okay, good vibes.
With that defense?
Have you guys traveled together, too? And are you like an arrive to the airport 2 hours kind of person? Because that's me, for sure. I don't know how you are.
I'm super, like, right when the flight takes off is when I want to be there. But are you guys going to get into it over travel times? Or
I'm going to make sure to get there early because we have so much gear. It's crazy.
I like to get there early. I almost missed the flight on my honeymoon, and ever since that moment, I'm a 2.5 hour earlier at the airport.
You guys are dads too, so it's so in a dad to like get there early and be yelling at everybody to get in the car. Where are you?
Luggage
so I need
tags
that energy
on with your emails and your cell phone.
Are you already have the passport?
Yeah. I'm about halfway packed. I've got the camera gear ready to go. I just need to pack everything else because we get to do laundry there. So I get to
see. That's the difference. He does laundry. I don't do laundry. So I'm going to say this for the first time. My wife doesn't even know this. I went out yesterday and bought a 24 pack of underwear.
I knew you were going to say this. I knew it.
Just so I can have one for every day.
Throw one away?
Well, I'm not going to throw it away, but
Yeah, you're going to
24 packs of underwear, 48 socks are coming with me.
He's going to light my load at TSA. He's going to pull this brick of underwear.
I hope they open up your bag and they're like, what is it in here? It's just underwear.
I hope whoever checks the luggage on the way back doesn't check my bag.
Good point. Run away. Okay, moving on. Jake, you were crazy
I'm packing
hours.
the wrong way, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Take it from the expert.
I know. You work crazy hours with the morning show. So are you worried about the time difference, or do you feel like you've been training for this your whole life?
Honestly, so dark secret here, it is way more convenient on my schedule because the morning show in Italy is 2 to 5 p.m. And if you're watching King 5 Mornings, you'll see Chris and I every morning from this 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. hour here locally. But 2 to 5 p.m. in the afternoon, that'll give us some time to gather, interview athletes, get some flavor of the games, bring it to you on the morning show. And then we'll have the Ozone show at night as well. So a lot of coverage planned.
No jet lag for you.
I get bad jet lag. I don't know about you guys.
Really get
have
that.
a coffee, you know, a little pastry, just exercise.
I got an exercise plan written out.
Little pasta. You mentioned the Ozone. I want to brag up Alexis. Emmy award-winning producer before she came to today on the Ozone.
That's why we stole her.
Yeah.
We needed her.
No, the Ozone's great. Everyone needs to watch the Ozone. It's a really great show of local athletes. But this year we have a great producer, Brie Vasquez, on it. Sports producer. So
she does a great job with the Kraken. Now she's going to be doing the Ozone.
I know.
It's gonna be so
and
fun.
Chris, you've done an amazing job year over year. You're Mr. Olympics. How many Olympics have you been to?
Well, this will be there's Pyeongchang. That was in South Korea. I've also been to Rio in Brazil. We had to cover the athletes during COVID, during Tokyo in China. Was in Paris. There's Sue Bird in Brazil showing off her gold medal. And Nathan Adrian, swimmer from the Bremerton area. So, and here's just, once in a while you'll be able to get a nap.
That's reality.
That's reality right there. That is the workspace. That is the workspace. And once in a while you get a small little nap, but like I said, it's worth it. Every day, I still remember in Pyeongchang, I went from literally watching the U.S. win gold in cross-country skiing, the U.S. women's hockey team winning gold, to the U.S. curling team winning gold. It was day after day after day, and it's just something you can't write this stuff, and that's why everybody loves watching the Olympics. So
I have to say, Prince of Puyallup right here. I feel so much better knowing I'm with you. And
I am so excited to have this guy.
We're so lucky.
Because in Paris, I was so lonely. I bonded with our camera because
just you and the
Look
camera.
at you with your beret.
Yeah, there'll be no beret in Italy.
What are you gonna wear?
There's a new hat.
Is there a hat?
It's going to be it will be unleashed later on.
I don't even know.
You have a yellow suit, right?
We got the yellow speed suit. Yeah, my co-anchor Mimi Jung and I, we do Going for Gold is the series where we try Olympic sports. So we're going to have 5 of those. There it is on the left.
Okay.
Ooh, I got to find my shirt.
By the way, I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, it's like Superman. It's under your suit.
I don't know if this was a compliment. My wife said, Jake looks good in the suit, but Chris, don't wear one. I'm like, okay.
She doesn't want all these fans, to be calling you and emailing in and falling in love. Chris, it's too much.
The hat's famous.
Lindsey Vonn sees me in that. You never know what's going to happen.
You never know. What has been your favorite city that you've traveled to the Olympics into? Can you even say?
I think they're just all so different and also fun. Like in Rio, the beaches were absolutely just gorgeous, and you're drinking coconuts on the beach. In South Korea, getting the seafood right out of the water and eating that. In Paris, it was just beautiful. Been told Italy, the food is absolutely amazing.
I've
never been.
Oh my gosh. You guys, it's my favorite place to travel.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
You're going to love it. I do want to know before we leave, your wives, you're leaving for several weeks.
Yeah.
Have they said what they want, to anything for you to bring back?
My wife may or may not have already given me barcodes for which purses she's interested in.
Okay.
So we're going to Milan.
My
She wanted
girl.
me to bring her back a
Designer
souvenir.
bags.
A lot of designer bags. And I'm going to give you a little tip. I've got a little Valentine's gift that I'm leaving at the house. We're gone during. Look at he's already.
I'm sucking up big time for letting my wife let me do that.
And I mowed the lawn yesterday, so that's good.
Oh my gosh, don't worry you guys, this group isn't going anywhere. Much more Hot Topics Olympics version is coming up later in the show, including what the heck is skimo. We'll talk all about the new sports you'll see during the games, and lots more New Day to come, including meal prep ideas. Content creator Feed the Pudge, aka Ken Tran, is back to show us some delicious Vietnamese dishes, and we talk Lunar New Year celebrations. And our Galentine Nancy Guppy joins us with a Love Focus Arts and Entertainment Roundup for February. Stay tuned. With New Year's resolutions comes talk of the best way to meal prep. I'm bringing back a social media star known for his delicious Vietnamese dishes. Tran is a popular home cook and YouTuber with a knack for turning everyday ingredients into crave-worthy bites. And joining me again now in the kitchen to talk about his Vietnamese meal prep series is Ken, or also known on his Instagram as Feed the Pudge. Hello again. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me back.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm trying to meal prep. I'm trying to eat healthier. You have some tips specifically with the way you cook.
Yeah.
What are those?
Yeah, for sure. So to preface that, as a full-time content creator for the past 2 years, I've gained a ton of weight. Right, so I'm trying to make some better decisions for myself, but I don't want to sacrifice the food and flavors that I love. So Vietnamese food is pretty healthy already, but by making some smart swaps and being a little bit more mindful of portion sizes, I'm able to enjoy all the foods that I really love without having to give up anything.
So is that the main thing when you're out tasting things as a full-time content creator, that you're focused on portions? Like, we can taste, but maybe don't eat the entire thing in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. So just being a little bit more mindful, not overindulging while still being able to enjoy it.
Okay, and you have some smart swaps today, and you're going to show me how to make something. What are we preparing today?
So we're making a Vietnamese chipotle bowl. So we're using lemongrass chicken that we made, right? So I'm actually going to have you marinate the chicken with me today.
Great.
And then we'll kind of just walk through that.
Assemble.
Yeah? Cool.
Okay, how do we get started?
Yeah.
What kind of chicken, first of all?
Sure.
Is this breast, thigh?
Yeah, you can use breast, thighs, really anything you want. I have thighs here, but I did prep breast earlier.
Okay.
But you can use pork chop, steak, seafood, anything you want. Really, the whole idea is I want this to be a foundational recipe that you can adapt and change to better fit whatever preferences you have.
That makes sense. You can swap out the proteins too, so you don't get too tired of it, like tofu, anything you want.
Yeah. So to that, first we're going to start off with our minced lemongrass.
Ooh.
Then I have some minced garlic.
Yum. Oh, the smells of both of those are delicious.
Yeah. And then this is low sodium soy sauce, and that way we can better control the sodium level.
Okay, so again, starting with the swaps there that you did.
And
What's
that's
in here?
Oyster sauce.
Okay.
And then in a lot of Vietnamese cooking, we do use a lot of sugar, and a smart swap for that is using monk fruit sweetener or any sweetener of your choice to, again, kind of reduce the amount of calories or anything you want there.
Can you taste the difference there? Can you, like, from the sugar?
Yeah, I think monk fruit sweetener is a pretty good substitute that, unless you're really looking for it, you can't really tell.
All right, fair enough.
And then this is a little bit of chicken bouillon.
Oh. What does that do in there?
Yeah, just another flavor enhancer, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep, and then a little bit of oil. And then I'm gonna get my gloves on and I'll just give that a good mix.
Okay, so how long do we marinate this for too? Is this like an overnight situation?
Yeah, so what I usually say is half an hour at least, but with most marinades, overnight is best.
Okay.
Yeah. And once you have this fully marinated, you also have options on how you can cook it. So, again, I like grilling it is easily, like, for me, the most healthy way, right? But you can also cook it on the stovetop, you can do it in the air fryer, or you can bake it. So again, you have these options to, again, do it however is easiest to you.
And maybe just don't fry it. If we're thinking about something that's,
For
healthier
sure. Right.
options.
Yeah, so again, once this is marinated, we'll kick that up. And then kind of keeping in that chipotle style, right? I cut it up kind of into a dice.
It really does feel like we're at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yay.
Cool. And then other than that, I'm gonna have you assemble your bowl.
Okay.
So I'm using white rice, so this is kind of like my one thing where I'm just like, I can't really substitute that. I really love white rice.
So instead of brown rice or like a salad base, you're still throwing in a little.
But again, you can use brown rice, you can use quinoa, you can use vermicelli noodles, or you can just do salad base as well.
Great. Okay, so you chopped this up.
Yep.
You grilled this, and so I'm just kind of building my bowl here.
Yeah.
Delicious.
And then from there, any kind of veggies you want. We're keeping it pretty simple today with just lettuce, cucumbers, and tomatoes, but again, feel free to adjust that to whatever kind of veggies you like.
And then do I get a dressing, and what can you tell me about the flavors in the dressing?
Yeah, so the last time I was here, we made a pretty standard nuoc chấm, which is a Vietnamese fish sauce dressing. So same thing here today, but again, instead of using sugar, we're using that monk fruit sweetener.
Oh, delicious. What kind of flavors can I expect with this?
Yeah, it's super savory, a little bit tangy, a little bit sour from the lemon. And it just, for me, it's like the Vietnamese, it's the lifeblood of Vietnamese cuisine just because we use it in almost everything that we make.
Amazing. Yeah. While I'm tasting this too, for people that don't know, how did you start Feed the Pudge? Where did this all come from with your passion for food?
Yeah. I kind of dabbled in it starting in 2016. I was actually a content creator doing local restaurants, featuring local restaurants, giving these smaller mom and pop restaurants that didn't typically have a marketing budget kind of that spotlight, right? And my background's actually in sales, kind of dabbled between back and forth. And then during the pandemic, when I got laid off, that's kind of when I started actually creating my own food content. And fast forward a couple years, it's kind of where we're at now.
Here we are.
Yeah.
This is so delicious. I'm loving the flavors on it. And it doesn't feel too healthy because everyone knows that meal where you're like, it's lacking flavor. This still has bold flavors. Who has inspired you in the kitchen too? Are there any family members that you can?
Yeah, definitely. My mom is for sure my biggest inspiration, right? I'm always, as a little kid, I was always hovering over her, just picking at her brain, just being really curious, probably a little bit annoying too. And she's who's really inspired my love of cooking.
Amazing. What's next for you with Feed the Pudge? We also have your fish sauce line.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about Dear Mom. So we're actually in over 100 stores nationwide.
Congrats.
Gonna be in a lot more pretty soon. We're gonna be launching a few new product lines under Dear Mom as well. We're gonna be doing a vegetarian fish sauce, a pre-made fish sauce like this that's ready to use already, as well as a fish sauce salt, and that should be coming sometime in March.
Okay, meal prep series. What else can people look for on Instagram and just what you have cooking up? Because you're always in the kitchen.
For sure, yeah. Really, what I focus on is home-style Vietnamese food. That's kind of my bread and butter. But I love exploring, food from all different Asian cultures, as well as kind of, anything that I personally really love.
Why do you think so many people follow you too? Because I feel like you're so authentic, you're easy to chat with. I love having you on, but why do you think you have such a platform?
Yeah, I think it's maybe the relatability. I really weave in a lot of my own personal stories, kind of my own upbringing, and I find ways to relate to people through food. And I think food is such a great vehicle to be able to do that because you're able to share your culture. And everybody loves food, right?
Absolutely. I sure do. And I loved this. Thank you for being here, Ken. I really appreciate it. And I'll just be here snacking on this deliciousness. When we come back, love is in the air. Arts and entertainment know-it-all Nancy Guppy has 5 great entertainment ideas that are perfect to celebrate the month of love. Well, the month of love is about to begin, so we thought we'd get a jump start on all the love-focused local arts and entertainment ideas in February. Art Zone's Nancy Guppy, aka Cupid, is here to share. Hello.
Here's my arrow. Bing, bing.
Yeah, hit me with that. I need it. Letters Aloud. This sounds cool. What's this?
This is great. It's a literary program. It was started in 2014 by Paul Stetler, terrific actor, producer. The concept is simple. Real letters written by real individuals throughout history, read by actors in front of a live audience, and we have a clip of some past performances. So let's take a listen to that.
Dear Editor. Dear Mr. Hill.
Mr. Higginson.
Dear President Roosevelt.
Dear Sir.
Dear Landlordess.
Dear Miss Ford.
Irving.
Dear beautiful brown-skinned girl.
My dear Miss.
Hi there.
I am 14.
Okay, so every Letters Aloud program has a theme, and the theme that's coming up is Valentine's Day. So, of course, it is romance in all of its glory, humor, heartbreak, horror, of course.
Oh, what?
Of course.
Of course.
Or whatever you want to say it. And, of course, happiness. So the readers are excellent. Paul Stetler, who is, of course, the founder. Local favorites, Basil Harris and Jen Taylor. Plus, there's going to be live music by a woman who plays the accordion, Jamie Mashler. This is a fun way to celebrate the holiday that I think can be stressful for people, maybe sometimes disappointing.
It can be
right?
disappointing.
So this is a fun thing for everybody, and it happens February 14th at Town Hall, Seattle.
Amazing. And next we're going to Resounding Love Choir.
Yes.
What's next for this?
This choir, it's a marvelous multi-faith, multiracial ensemble of singers who infuse the best aspects, this is how they describe it, the best aspects of a church-based gospel music experience with an inclusive, open, and affirming spirit. And we have a little clip of a performance from the past. So let's listen. So the choir performs throughout the region, big venues, Benaroya Hall, Lumen Field. Equally important are the much smaller concerts they do for organizations that are devoted to serving the marginalized folks in our community, like Mary's Place Shelters and Echo Glen Children's Center. So the choir's next performance is a song and spoken word fundraiser called Love is Resistance, and the money raised is going to be used to underwrite a lot of, or many of their donated performances, which is what they do most. The concert takes place Sunday, February 1st, which I believe is this coming Sunday. My God, I can't believe February is here.
I know.
At Renton IKEA Performing Arts Center in beautiful Renton. So beautiful Renton. So that will be a really fun one to experience.
Add that on the list. And then a Beatles concert. You've talked about this before.
I talk about this every year. By popular demand back, I'm demanding it anyway. It's the Beatle concert at 12th Avenue Arts. So the reason I promote it every year is because it's so dang good. 9 killer local musicians led by the very spectacular Paul Haraga, that guy right there. They perform Beatles songs that the Fab Four never performed live. So they're pulling from the White Album, Sgt. Pepper, Abbey Road, Let It Be. And what is so very cool about this show is that these artists play the songs as close as possible to how the Beatles recorded them. So if you know the songs at all, it is truly a thrill to hear them brought to life by this totally pro group of musicians. The Beatle concert, it runs for 3 nights, February 12, 13, 14 at 12th Avenue Arts. I am going the 12th, and I'm very possible I'm going to go more than once. And I've told you that your dad would flip out over this.
My aunt, too,
and your
is a diehard Aunt Jill. We're going to put that on the list.
Okay, Aunt Jill, I want you. Okay, let's get her a ticket.
I know.
We're going to get her ticket.
Too.
Okay,
that
awesome.
would make her day.
Okay, we're going to do it.
An iconic Seattle band, the Cowboys, is who we're talking about next.
Yes, so I am very stoked about this. And we are premiering a concert of them on Art Zone this week. So the Cowboys, they were a seminal Seattle band. They hit the scene in 1979, quickly became popular locally and up and down the West Coast. They broke up in '85, played a few shows, but then when their lead singer Ian Fisher passed away in 2007, hopes for a reunion faded out until last fall. Those 4 guys right there, past members Jack Hannon, Ernie Shapiro, and Marty Wakehoff, along with Rick Smith on the far left there, played a terrific set at Spanish Ballroom in Tacoma, and we have a little clip of their performance, so let's hear that. So you know what? The old guys are still got it going on. They ripped it up. It was super fun, and their full performance, we shot it in October, and it's going to air on the Seattle channel this Friday at 8 p.m. Lots of repeats, of course, and we'll be streaming online forever and ever. So yeah, I'm thrilled about that.
Amazing. Yeah. Want to get to the last one quickly? Yes. Pulitzer Prize winning political cartoonist David Horsey.
David Horsey, the 2-time Pulitzer Prize-winning guy. He's written the first novel, Beach of Stars. I'm going to be interviewing him at Third Place Books in Lake Forest Park on Thursday, February 5th. Free event, but you got to get a ticket. So the ticket link is going to be on the New Day website. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Amazing. Yeah. You have all the best picks. Thank you so much for being here. Happy early Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
And thanks to Nancy for all those ways to celebrate love in February. And you can find Art Zone on Seattle Channel 21 as well as streaming. And when we come back, we're talking with Seahawks sideline reporter Jen Mueller. She's got some interesting food for thought when it comes to how we think about sports and the Super Bowl. Go Hawks. All that is coming up next. I'm a chef. Okay, maybe calling myself a chef is a bit premature, but I can cook-ish. All month I've been cooking with my producers, learning tips and tricks, and last night I actually made a beef stew. Yesterday, Rebecca shared with me a few great hacks to get a classic stew going and on the table quickly. I especially love the easy chopping tips that she showed me, and even though there was a little blood that was spilled during yesterday's cooking, it's all about sacrifice, right? I'm here to report in on how it went, and I can say I'm at least here alive.
How's your finger, first of all?
It's okay. It was looking a little gross and pussy this morning, so I decided to put a Band-Aid on it.
Good
but
call.
It's still with me, which is great. And it went really, really well last night. Rebecca, I had my boyfriend Wade over, and he said this is the best thing that I've ever cooked. Yes! He was obsessed. He went up for like 4 helpings.
I love this.
are you sure? Like the meat, everything is tender? Like I just wanted to make sure I did everything right. And he was like, I love this. So
Kelly, this is a win.
I know.
Well, and you know, he's gonna, now that he knows that you can do this, he's gonna ask you to cook this for him over and over and over again. So,
oh geez. Oh my gosh,
I got you a chopper. I also got you some Band-Aids, just in case you have another mishap. And I've got one more little gift for you.
Oh my gosh.
Because in my cooking experience, nobody's had a bigger impact on me besides my mom than my gal, Betty Crocker.
Oh.
It's not fancy, but it's classic and it's approachable. And I think this is just the thing that you need to like get your adventure going. Because if it's too hard, you're not gonna do it. And there's a reason why these recipes have been passed down for generations and generations. So this is for you,
Rebecca,
and I hope that you, I wish you Godspeed in your adventure.
Yeah, I'm going to keep all of my limbs intact. Thank you so much. That is so sweet and thoughtful. And seriously, thank you for a delicious recipe.
You got it.
And it's been a great month in the New Day kitchen as it's helped me grow more confident in my abilities. I'm proud to say that I can now cook a chicken cutlet, which is so versatile, elevate eggs to a spicy and, dare I say, impressive chilaquiles. And I also made a simple pasta that can double as a sauce on your choice of protein. And now a beef stew I know my parents will absolutely love too. It's a goal that I've really wanted to achieve, but I'm not done, and I see myself trying even more recipes in the future. And obviously I'll make sure that the Band-Aids are ready. Stand by medic, just kidding. Now we're back to the topic on all of our minds of Seattleites, the Seahawks, going to the Super Bowl. And my next guest is headed down to Santa Clara with the team this weekend. But first, NFL sideline reporter Jen Mueller is here on the New Day couch. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, let's talk Hawks.
I know, I feel like you have a cooking show too. Maybe I need to come on that.
We can do that. Also, those alligator choppers, they are brilliant, very, very sharp. If you did not get the disclaimer ahead of time, that's not your fault.
Thank you.
It hurts. It's not your fault.
Thank you, Jen. There was a mushroom that was stuck, and I tried to get it out.
Yeah,
and, well, it's sharp.
There's tools for that. Please don't do that again.
Yes, never again. I want to talk about how you're feeling about the Seahawks right now because I'm on cloud 9.
Yeah, it is really fun, and this group is so close. It has been awesome to watch their chemistry grow, just how much they love each other. And this defense, it is something like Drake May has never seen before. So confidence level is pretty high. Now, I'm going to get a little nervous at different points next week as we get closer to the game. But right now, I mean, how can you not be impressed at what they did the last couple of weeks to get to this point?
And I'm seeing your sparkling good luck ring, too. Bling, bling. Oh, I love it.
There are very few times that I pull out our Super Bowl ring from our win against the Broncos. And I just thought today might be the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I should have. I 100% should have done my nails. Do not look at my. Don't look at that.
Judge.
Yeah,
we can't look at mine either because my finger, the incident.
Right, we're the same.
How do you feel sports fans too aren't taking full advantage of their fandom too? What do you mean by this?
Okay, so this is something that I really want to encourage people to do: is think about sports conversations in a much broader context. Sports is more than stats, scores, and outcomes, and you are a fan every day of the week, not just when you were at the game. So think about the sports adjacent topics. And the Super Bowl is a great example because it is an event. Every sporting outcome or game is an event, right? You can talk about food, entertainment, your guest list, your parties, the commercials, right? Location and travel come into play. So think about all the different ways that you can connect and broaden out those topics so that your connections get stronger and your follow-up opportunities like just snowball on each other.
That makes perfect sense. And you talked too about communication style as a fan, which I think is, are you connection driven or are you information driven? What do you mean by this?
Okay, so there are a few things that fans, every single fan, reveals about themselves when they are talking about a game, an outcome, or a decision. And if you know what you are listening for, this becomes really helpful in business conversations. So, connection-driven versus data-driven. Data, it is all the numbers. If a fan describes the game in terms of quarterback rating, total yards, point differential, turnover differential, you are motivated to have a conversation based on numbers.
Right.
That will be true in your business conversations. If you are connection driven, I care about those stats, but I also want to tell you what the energy is like. I want to tell you where we went before the game to get a bite to eat, who I went with, what I was wearing at the game. I just want to put you in the seat of being next to me. That is also true in my business conversations. And when I know that, now I can actually be more effective at every communication with you.
Across the board, the storytelling aspect. This was interesting. Prize traits and characteristics. Your favorite player isn't by accident.
No.
So if I'm obsessed with JSN, there's a reason.
Yeah, and if you're obsessed with Sam Darnold, there's a reason, or Leonard Williams. And look, there's no right or wrong answer here. But JSN has been a front runner his entire football career. So he has a very different set of skills versus Sam Darnold, who's had to overcome and rewrite the story. If Sam Darnold's your favorite player, I promise you there is something that resonates very strongly with you about that overcoming spirit and against all odds. And, you know, if your favorite player was Richard Sherman versus Marshawn Lynch, there's a reason for that too. No right or wrong, but when you ask the question, now I know what motivates you, and now I know how to connect with you for other topics.
It makes perfect sense. I just got chills when you were talking about Sam Darnold because I feel like everybody has that story. What can you tell me too before we leave? The Monday morning quarterbacks. This is so funny. I hadn't heard of this till you told me this.
Okay, so Monday morning quarterback, right? It's the folks that start the conversation, but. And it is the benefit of hindsight, and we're questioning what the coach did, right, or player did. My brother is the perfect example. Used to drive me nuts. Here's what a Monday morning quarterback does. They do not accept the status quo. Which is annoying as a sports fan and broadcaster. But in business, those are the exact people that I need around me, because those are the people who are going to point out blind spots. They are the ones that are going to bring things to light that I hadn't thought about. I just accept that leaders are making the best decision they can. Maybe I shouldn't do that all the time, right? And so once you identify that, overlook the little tension point in the conversation, look for that in your bigger conversations.
Jen, always a pleasure. Go Hawks, we're gonna win. And we'll be right back after this. From chasing kids, long work days, or weekend workouts, women put a lot of stress on their joints, and pain often becomes part of the routine. But it doesn't have to be that way. Joining me from Orthopedic Physician Associates are Dr. Carrie Wilcox and Dr. Eva Young, orthopedic and sports medicine specialists. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. I know you both are very busy, so we appreciate it. First off, what does a non-surgical orthopedic doctor do?
Well, it's often a question I get actually in clinic, partly because people will call and say, gosh, I have a knee injury, or my knee hurts, my shoulder hurts. Who should I see? And oftentimes they end up in one of our clinics because they don't know if it's surgical. And the nice aspect of having non-operative sports medicine people in an orthopedic group is we can see those patients, assess them, find out by imaging, ultrasound, MRI, if something is structurally wrong, or if it's something that doesn't need surgery and can be managed non-operatively.
Amazing. And Dr. Eva Young, I know you have a different specialty slightly.
Yes. So I'm a physiatrist, and in the field of physiatry, we also do non-operative sports medicine, but we have a more holistic approach where if someone comes in, we try to diagnose the problem, but we also want to get an idea of, you know, how do they live their life? What is their lifestyle like? What kind of goals are they looking for to achieve from the appointment? And we incorporate that information into the treatment plan by treating the whole person.
And Dr. Young, I want to stick with you. What are the most common issues that women are coming in for?
Yes, so women tend to see us for hip pain. Hip pain is very common in women. Just because your hip hurts doesn't mean it's arthritis. Bursitis is very common, as is tendonitis. Sometimes hip pain is actually coming from the spine, but you may not have back pain. Knee pain is also very common in women. In younger women, they tend to have what's called patellofemoral knee pain, which is kneecap pain. In women who are, menopausal or postmenopausal, they may develop more arthritic type symptoms. And then another common condition we see is frozen shoulder. Frozen shoulder is very common in women as well, and especially in women who may have some underlying autoimmune conditions, such as hypothyroidism. We tend to see more frozen shoulder.
Okay, and let's talk about everyday prevention. How do you know with your pain level when it's actually time to see a doctor?
I think it's about, was there an actual injury? Have you done anything for it? Have you tried icing, anti-inflammatories, rest? And if you've done all those and it's just not relieving and you're not able to do the activities you want to be doing, then it starts to become, I should probably have this at least looked at to see, could there be something I do for, exercise, physical therapy wise, change in how I'm approaching my workouts, that type of thing.
And joint pain isn't just based on age either, too, right? There's some things that we can do to prevent it.
I actually tell most of my patients when they say, is this just age, that age is not a diagnosis. There is often something underlying the problem, and you can be 80 years old and have no arthritis at all. You could be 40 and have terrible arthritis. So considering everything as, well, I'm just old, you don't have to live with pain.
Okay, what are some simple changes people can do at home?
Yeah, so move more. So, we tend to sit a lot more these days. If you're working, you're sitting at a computer. We were taught to have good posture, sitting up straight, or even standing at your computer is, what people tend to do more now. But actually, you want to change your posture often because it offloads your joints. So every 30 to 60 minutes, you should be getting up, moving around, just changing your posture. The other thing you can do is, carve out 10, 15 minutes in the middle of your day and just go for a walk. It keeps your joint range of motion. It's good for your mental health. Get some fresh air. And that's an easy, simple thing that you can do.
Those are tips everyone can do. Dr. Wilcox, too, we've made a lot of strides in non-surgical solutions. Tell me about them.
I think that's been the most exciting thing over the last 15 years or so. And it's first really started with what's called platelet-rich plasma. Where before, everything tendonitis-wise, you couldn't get better with physical therapy. Things kept kind of going on. What we actually realized was there's something sort of intricately with the integrity of the tendon that's going on. Or you've got just some mild changes in your cartilage and physical therapy isn't helping. Changes in modifications of your activity aren't helping. Some of these biologic injections are actually allowing to heal tendons that have not been able to heal on their own, but are not surgical because they haven't fully ruptured. And you can't just, sew the little tendon pieces together, but your body has the ability to do that. So it's enabled us to, and with the introduction of ultrasound in musculoskeletal medicine, it allows me to actually see pretty much any tendon in the body, all of the joints, and sort of structurally say, gosh, this tendon is not, the integrity, there's intrasubstance tearing is what we call it. Okay. And you can actually inject these directly into the tendon to allow your body to heal it.
Amazing. Thank you both for being here today and sharing all this information. We really appreciate it. And for more information or to schedule a consultation, visit the website that you see right there on your screen, opaortho.com. And next, we're back with another athletic round of hot topics. The King 5 Olympic team joins us again to talk about how this year's games are making history.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Orthopedic Physician Associates.
Welcome back to another round of our Olympic-themed Hot Topics panel. King 5 Sports, Chris Egan, a.k.a. Mr. Olympics. You're here. King 5 morning anchor Jake Whittenberg is here, also going to the Olympics. Yeah. And producer Alexis and I are here, but we're not going to Italy. That's okay.
You got to keep care of everything at the
New Day at the Games. We will. Right. New Day at the Games. You can watch us here. I have some donuts, though. I came with gifts today. We're going to fuel everybody up today.
Nice.
Mighty O in Green Lake is celebrating their 23rd birthday today, so please dig in. Ooh. Should we make eating an Olympic sport? I think I would actually be really good at this.
Go to the games,
I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes one because you have the Coney Island, dog
True.
thing. You've got
the hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, send what is it? Joey Chestnut?
Yes.
Chestnut. Yeah.
said Jimmy.
What do you think, Chris? I feel like you're enjoying the donut.
Oh, I would definitely, unfortunately, resign at King 5 and focus on eating
If it was
and
an
trying to
Olympic
get
sport.
and trying to chase my Olympic dreams. Yeah, if it was, yeah.
You guys are going to be running around, though, and working so hard in Italy because it's apparently the most widespread Olympic Games in history in 2 cities. How are you both planning on getting to each venue, and are you traveling as a pack, or are you guys splitting up and everyone fend for themselves?
Home base is in Milan. That's going to be where the opening ceremony is located. It's where the NBC studios are located, the King 5 Tegna home base. That's where you're going to find hockey and speed skating and figure skating. To get to north into Cortina, it's kind of up in the air for us because it's pretty much a day trip to get up to the northern Alps and in the Dolomites. And the Olympics are actually kind of discouraging you from moving too much around because it's going to be so busy on those small mountain roads.
Yeah, the roads aren't easy to get to. And Jake mentions Cortina. Up in Cortina, we do have the downhill skiers. We have 3 that we're keeping an eye on: Katie Hensian, Breezy Johnson, and Jackie Wiles. And then we have 2 curlers up there as well, Luke Violette and Ben Richardson. So be nice to get up to Cortina. And what's interesting with these Olympics, you mentioned them spread out. For the opening ceremony, all those athletes I mentioned, they'll have their own little opening ceremony in Cortina, while the bigger opening ceremony will be in Milan. Yeah. So there'll be two ceremonies going on at once.
Yeah, first time ever. And the closing ceremony isn't in a city where anything else is happening. They're just doing it in Verona at the Arena di Verona, which is a 2,000-year-old arena.
That's awesome.
Historic. That's the only thing happening. I know. It's going to be pretty great.
Okay, how many local athletes are you guys following? Chris?
I think we're nearing 20 local athletes. We have a lot of hockey players. The Seattle Torrent, 6 hockey players from that team will be in the Olympics, including Hillary Knight, one of the greatest hockey players of all time. Kraken have 4 players. We have speed skaters, we have a cross country, we have skimo, we have curlers, we have downhill skiers. So a nice variety.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to follow. A ski mountaineering. He said ski mountaineering.
That's what I just wanted to talk
We've seen this in the Olympics. How cool is that?
What's it all about? What is that? It looks so hard.
Yes. So basically, you put skins on the bottom of your ski and you climb up a hill. So most of us take like a lift chair. No lift chair. They're going to hike up the hill, and when they get to the top, they're going to ski down. So if you want to do the eating at the games, you can't do this event as well because you have to be one of the best athletes of all time. And Anna Gibson, she grew up in Jackson, Wyoming, but ran at the University of Washington. She will be representing the United States of America. Great runner for the Huskies. She's now on Team USA.
Unreal.
So look for Anna Gibson. Skimo.
And you saw those things they flipped off their skis. Those are like skins that are like traction. So when they go up, they have those on. Then they get to the top, they rip them off, and they ski
You guys,
down.
I've been having goosebumps like throughout this whole, like it's just so exciting. Now we're gonna play a game and we can all feel like Olympians. It's kind of like a pictogram. Yeah, eat your donut. And we're gonna guess what winter sport this is. Starting with number 1, what is this?
Looks like downhill skiing to me.
Freestyle?
And alpine skiing.
Yes. Alpine freestyle.
Yeah, we'll give it to you.
Ooh.
What is this?
Biathlon.
Yep, you're right.
Yep.
Ding ding.
Ding ding.
Number 3.
Bobsled.
Ooh, yes. Okay.
Good.
4.
That would be the luge.
Oh.
Yeah. You can tell by the pointed toes. See this?
Would you ever do that? That looks absolutely terrifying.
I've done it.
You have?
Yeah. Yep. Up at Whistler at the sliding center in our Olympic Hopeless series. Yeah. Phenomenal.
Was it hopeless
I did
or was it a
skeleton
win?
as well. Luge was scarier than the skeleton, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. For a variety of reasons.
You would do it. I don't know.
And I don't recommend this at home, but we have stairs that go down, and we would get little sleds and do that at our house. But I don't, like I said, please, kids, if you're watching, don't try it. But
it's like the Queen Anne Hill.
Yeah, exactly.
That is always so fun skiing down. Okay, a couple more. What is this one?
Oh, that's curling. That's the rock right there.
You guys, and one more. You guys are pros.
Oh, that's skeleton. There you go.
Okay, you guys
nailed
it.
I thought these were hard.
Yeah, maybe we should have played and they could have been like, boo.
He didn't believe skeleton is a sport. That's just unreal.
I didn't
Face
know it was
first
called
on a
that.
slide. Yeah, the best.
You gotta be a
skeletons
certain kind of person to do that.
That's terrifying.
I also want to talk about a new show coming to Beyond the Podium. What can you guys tell me about this?
We're streaming, Chris.
Yeah.
This is a new thing for you too.
We didn't do this at the last Olympics. We have a half-hour streaming show every night where you're going to be getting crews from all across the United States coming together as one and bringing us all the highlights from from Italy.
Our company Tegna has 10 different on-air colleagues going to the Olympics. We're all going to be contributing with stories that we see, athletes we interview, and putting together this half-hour show every night to bring you the flavor of the games, update you on what we're seeing in the Northwest. And then don't forget Ozone. I have to give a plug for that as well. We highlight all of our local athletics and things happening.
And it's going to be tough for some of the folks on the show because they're from Denver and they were rooting for the Broncos, who won't be in the Super Bowl, but Jake and I will.
Yes, we'll be celebrating our
Seahawks,
Super Bowl win. Also, you guys are family men. You are going to be away from your kids, your wives. So what would you say, I guess, anyone watching, like tips-wise, I mean, what are you guys doing to thank your wives and just deal with that, being away from the kiddos?
The best wife ever. That's not all I have to say. She's holding down the fort. You've done this a few more times than I have.
No, and Melanie, if you're watching right now, I love you. I mean, it's
so do I.
So do I.
And it's funny, you go to the Olympics and people are like, how can you work so hard? I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't have to drop off my kids. I don't have to mow the lawn. I don't have to do this. So she's doing all that. All I have to do is eat and work and sleep a little bit. That's it.
Pasta.
That's it. So
I'll take care of them for you.
Credit to the wives, back home. And it is tough. I've told this to Jake. We'll miss some moments. When I went to Pyeongchang, we had that picture there. My daughter's Rogers Rams basketball team qualified to state. I was watching the game online at 3 a.m. in Pyeongchang as they qualify, and that's sometimes the tough thing, but nobody's going to feel bad for us being in Italy. But
I hope that they draw inspiration to my kids and I. That we're updated on the athletes. They're following it along with me. We're having fun with it.
And they're all in sports too.
And
so
they're
how
in
cool
sports.
For them.
They love the Olympics, and they're drawing some inspiration from the athletes. If they can do it, we can do it.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like we got to end there. You guys, thank you so much. Good luck.
Fun.
Safe travels. Can't wait. Remember, you can catch coverage from Chris and Jake in Italy for the Milan Cortina Olympics. Coverage starts next week right here on King 5. And as for New Day, we'll be on at a special time, 3 p.m. Don't miss New Day at the Games every weekday of the Olympics. Thanks for spending time with us today. For more New Day fun, subscribe on YouTube and be sure to download King 5 Plus for free. Don't forget to enjoy your New Day, and we'll see you next time.